Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fragrance unboxing and first impression video. If you have been following me on this channel, you know that I've decided to do a series with the fragrances and do an individual unboxing on those fragrances that I have recently purchased. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the fragrance loving family that's on my channel. And we're all about fragrances, beauty, as well, personal care, hygiene. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining us today. And without further ado, let's just go into it and have this beautiful Chanel No. 5 Eau Premiere review. And as you can see, unboxing. Now, I'm going to start with the fact that 1 year ago, I have not enjoyed Chanel fragrances. And the reason why I want to point out this is because I believe many underestimate this fragrance house. Um, it's a designer fragrance category. It's not niche. And the fact that they manage to keep their reputation, their brand for so many years, starting with the classic Chanel No. 5, I think says it all. It's a staple in the perfume industry. Um, it's an iconic fragrance. Everybody knows Chanel, or at least Chanel No. 5. Everybody has heard about it. Obviously, because I did find the original No. 5 a bit too much, a bit uh, more mature than my age. I said I'm going to look for alternatives. And there was the low version, which I did not like purely because of its performance. And then I found the Eau Premiere. Now, there's a funny story about it. First of all, when I sprayed it, I didn't like it. It has this fizziness, this spritziness, this effervescent, this aldehyde um, aspect, which put me away. But what really impressed me, and this is something unique to Jacques Paul, the creator of this fragrance and many, many other fragrances for Chanel, he knows how to layer the fragrances, how to play with them. So I have this very funny experience because, you know, I got a gift voucher from my company, and obviously there was celebration of 8th of March, which is International Women's Day, which is celebrated here as well. And as well, I got gifted another voucher for my birthday from the side of my company. So, you know, when you have this kind of vouchers, you want to take the best advantage of it. And obviously, Chanel fragrances are one of the most expensive over here in retail stores. I'm not talking about niche fragrance stores. And I said, all right. I heard a lot about this fragrance. Everybody was like, it's nice. It has this clean aesthetic and so on. So I said, okay, I'm going to smell it. Well, guess what? I didn't like it at the beginning. But the funny story is that the fragrance, even though I tested it on my hand, later on got transferred to my clothing. And I'm wearing a jacket, obviously because it's still cold here. And the next day, I was just smelling like pure Dove soap. It's a beautiful soap scent that I like. Um, Inexpensive soap, obviously. And I said, damn it, it's this fragrance. And I couldn't believe it. And that's when I was like, oh my God, they know how to play around with the scents. They know how to play around with the nose of people. And imagine, even though I washed that clothing, that jacket, it still stays there. I can still distinguish it. So I will not have issues with performance, that's for sure. And this is just after one testing. So I was surprised. And the thing was that, I was there in the store, but because I was put away by this aldehyde experience, which I'm not really familiar yet with. It's something that I'm, kind of like in a process of learning. I was like, damn it. I had to go and opt for online shopping, um, and have it delivered to my place, rather than just going back in the shop and just buy it. So it was an experience. Now, talking about the fragrance itself, besides what I already mentioned, and in between, let's open it up. Let me also try to show you this beauty. Apologies for the noise. And it comes in this light yellowish juice, with this small detail Chanel ribbon around. And what you get straightforward is this fresh aldehyde aspect, but it has also woodiness and florals, both yellow and white, some sweetness, some powderiness, some rose, and a bit of vanilla. And this is a floral aldehyde fragrance for women. It's not chypre like Chance, by Chanel. And the fragrance itself was launched in 2015. Again, as mentioned, it was created by Jacques Polch. And we have here aldehydes, ylang ylang, and neroli, which gives this fizziness in the opening. Kind of like, you have this effervescent tablets and you get this smell, like this fizziness. That's what I got from when I tested it. In the middle notes are jasmine and rose, and then in the base we have this sandalwood along with vetiver and vanilla. This is a more modern, more airy interpretation of the classic No.5. It has a silky, smooth harmony of the notes, which basically helps to reveal a more delicate aspect of the fragrance. Um, this was basically as a limited edition on Chanel's website. And I have to mention that this is basically a more younger, a more modern of the classic and timeless Chanel No.5. So if you're not into the Chanel No.5, the classic one, the well-known, some of you might know it as old lady grandma style. Though I have to say that I wouldn't classify a fragrance as such. I would dare to say that it is more mature, yet I don't find grandma, because grandmas can smell nice, can smell sophisticated, elegant. There's nothing bad in being a grandma. So I don't get that kind of associations. So that doesn't exist in my vocabulary. Um, this is a more lighter um, fragrance. It's more luminous, it's more fluffy, it's more sunny, from the notes perspective. And, it gives this refreshness of the floral heart. It gives a bit of softness and a creaminess in the base. Like, you have this beautiful Dove soap. If you're not familiar with it, I can give you another description, such as the expensive soaps that you have in the hotels. But not this scented. It's just this beautiful bar soap that does not smell like vanilla. It does not smell like lavender, just soap, creamy soap. That's what this dries down into. And basically, the No.5 Eau Premiere edition takes the floral notes of the No.5 edition, the jasmine from the grass fields owned by Chanel, Rose Absolute, Ylang Ylang from Comoro Islands, and Neroli, which are basically refreshed with aldehydes and accompanied with the vanilla, with vetiver and sandalwood. And I have to also mention that the first edition of No.5 Eau Premiere was presented in a 125 milliliter bottle back in 2007, if I'm not mistaken. I have to say that this is one of those fragrances that you definitely need to try in the case where you're not into the No.5, the original one. There's also the low version um, that you might be into. But to me, this has spoken more. And I would say it's a more creamier version of the EDP, the No.5. Um, it's heavy on the aldehydes, but as mentioned, it breaks down into a beautiful soapy scent. And it gives this clean aesthetic. I would consider it as a perfect all year around, all day around, any occasion kind of scent. Whenever you want to smell clean, fresh out of the shower, well put together. I wouldn't say that it gives the same aesthetic as Coco Mademoiselle or Chanel um, Chance Eau Tendre, which is a more floral one. This goes into the clean, soapy direction. Um, it's it's gorgeous. It has this slightly soapiness, slightly creaminess, skin scent kind of, but stays on your skin. It's not like other fragrances that just become skin scent and they disappear and you cannot distinguish them anymore. Um, it's one of those fragrances that I would recommend wearing it in an office. Maybe when you have meetings and you don't know what to wear. Maybe you have an interview or a presentation to do, and you have to have this, kind of like clean, well organized, well put together again. And that's something that I would wear. Um, it's definitely one that you would need to test and see how it goes along. Since there's so many Chanel fragrances for women out there, so many flankers, I always recommend to test them. And I would not dare to say to test it once because, as mentioned at the beginning, I had a funny experience and it's something that turned out into a positive, even though it started as a negative experience for me. So keep that in mind when going for Chanel fragrances. Give them a few tries, a few chances, because I'm definitely sure that you will find at least one Chanel fragrance that represents you, that you will get along with. Um, I'm happy just to have this additional Chanel fragrance in my collection because I learned to appreciate them. Yet it was a long ride, I would say, in the fragrance journey. It took me more than 1 year. And yeah, I'm enjoying Chanel now, I have to say. And let me know if you own any of the Chanel fragrances or if you have tested any of them and what was your experience. How do you feel about them? And obviously, if there are any other fragrances that you might want to recommend for me, feel to do so, because we're all about what? Sharing and learning, and obviously, why not? Thank you so much for being here today. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to do so. And I'm looking forward to hear from you. Bye for now.